Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to discuss about creating, dropping and alter tables, a very basic stuff to start working with SQL Server. This is for all the people who are just new to SQL Server or primarily any kind of relational database management systems, and they are just trying to get their hands on or hands dirty with SQL Server. So we are going to talk about how we can create, drop or alter tables. These are primarily the three basic commands used within data manipulation language. I can't really go into details for DML, DL or other stuff because that's the beyond the scope of this video. But here we are going to touch base on these commands. So stay tuned, watch the whole video, and you'll learn how to create, drop, and alter table schemas within Microsoft SQL Server. So guys, let's do the practical stuff. In the previous video, if you have gone through that, that is working with the Microsoft SQL Server on Apple machines, I did demonstrate how to install that through Docker and then use it on Apple Silicon machines, and did create a database. So we are just going to use the same database, test database, which I had, and then we can create some tables or anything. So database is a very big logical or a physical entity because it has two files. One is the log files and one is the dbf file, which actually stores your data. So we can actually now push in some logical table structures where we can define our tables, we can enter some data into that, we can define the schema of that tables and so on. So let's get started. I'm just going to use a new query. If you are going to use a SQL Server Management Studio, you can do the same process through commands or through a designer. Of course, you can do the designer over here also, I'll show you, but these features in the Azure Data Studio are still in a kind of a preview. So we'll just go with the new query, and we are with the selected database, that is the test database. So let's say we want to create a table, let's say test dpt, and I need to supply like which columns this table would have. So test department is just the name of the table. So let's say I'll just give one department ID, and I can give an integer or a big integer as the data type. Means it is going to hold up your numeric data type and numbers only. And then I can also have a department name, which is an n-var-char. Let's say 200 is the limit of number of characters. So that's what the two columns are. You can have more columns, but I'm just for the demonstration purpose creating two. So let's run this command, and then let's see. So yes, this command has run, the table is created, and if you see within the tables, so right now there is no one, so just click on over here, refresh it, and within the tables, so you would have a DBO. DBO is just kind of a logical schema. It's a schema name. Let's not worry about what a schema right now is, but just the DBO is the by default schema which is being used, and then test department is the table name which we created. So if you just click on, it can show you the columns, keys, constraints, and so much other information about that. And if you just click over here and say design, so it is loading designer. So this is kind of the similar stuff that you would do in a SQL Server Management Studio with the help of a design way or a graphical user interface. But if you are comfortable writing the commands, so whenever you do anything over here, it actually generates the scripts over here, what will be actually executed at the backend, right? As I mentioned, this is a preview feature, so they are kind of updating it and providing better capabilities within Azure Data Studio also. But if you don't want to use, you can just use the same way and then work with the commands directly. Now this is a basic command where we just created a table. Now if I want to drop the table, so remember always, you can, whenever you want to delete the table, delete is actually another command within SQL Server that is used for deleting the records, not the table. So in case you want to delete a table, the command which has to be used is called as a drop table. So if I say drop table test dpt, okay, so you just run this command and the table is dropped. Okay, and please be wary about this, that whenever you drop a table, all the records and everything is also removed from that table. So if it has 10,000 records, they are all gone, right? So just be wary about this command. When you want to run it, just make sure that you are running the right command. So if we just now refresh that, so within the tables, so now if you see the tables, there is no table. Okay, so let's just run this command again, recreate that table. Okay, so now you have, if we refresh it again, so you would see there is a table called as dpt test. Now sometimes we want to add a new column to that. Let's say we added only 2 columns, now we want to add another column. So what we can do is we can use an alter table command, alter table test dpt, and then we'll say add, let's say we want to add a location column with an n varchar 200. Okay, so we just want to run that and see the command is run successfully. So refresh that, and if you see over here within the columns, so now you would see 3 columns out here: dpt id, department name, and location. So this is how you can add a column to that. In case you want to remove a column, you can do the same, drop column, and we'll say location. So we'll just use this command and it would actually drop a particular column from that particular table. So if you see, there are only 2 columns now. Okay, we can also use a alter table test department, and we'll say let's say there was a n department name which has a n variable character 2. So we can say alter column, and we'll say d name, and we'll just supply n variable character 300, right? So let's try running this command and see whether this runs. Yes, this command has successfully run. So we are able to alter the column with the specific data type that was n varchar. So we changed it from 200 to 300. Now there are a couple of things which you need to remember. One, when the table doesn't have any data, yes, it's easy to manipulate that. But just imagine this had some data and we are kind of reducing the total amount of data that can be stored within a column, like from 200 to 100, then it would truncate the data which is existing. So let's say there were certain columns that would have data which is around 200, and then you are getting it to 100. So this would have an issue. But when we are trying to increase the column structure, like from 200 to 300, it is a much more better situation in terms of reducing it. So I hope, guys, by this you are able to now do a very basic stuff within a SQL Server, that is create a table, you can drop a table, you can even alter the table, you can add a new column, you can drop a column, or you can even alter a column by changing the what you call the data width of a particular type of the column. So stay tuned. I'll be back with the next set of videos in the coming times, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe it. It would help me and give me a motivation to create more videos for you. Thank you.